Hey there, my friend. Abby from Abbi Kirsten Collections here, and today I'm going to be showing you some more of my puppy dog candy holders. Supplies you're going to need for this project is a cutting machine. I'll be using a full-size Cricut machine for this. You'll want to have some cardstock. You'll need a Cricut mat. I'm using some foam cubbies, and you may also want to have some glue on hand. I will also be using a weeding tool and a brayer tool to push my material to the mat. I'll be featuring a plastic ornament half ball, which I have resources for linked below for you in the post that goes with this. You'll need some pre-wrapped candies as well to put in that, or some small little toys if you don't want to go with candies. And you could find the links to all of my puppy dog templates below. Now, if you need more help with design space setup and extra tips and tricks for sizing, make sure you check out my link below. I have more in-depth tutorials on these on the blog. So if you have questions about uploading the SVGs or scaling anything to size, make sure you visit the link below and it will give you all of the details. To get started, I have these loaded up in Design Space, and my machine is ready for me to load my cardstock paper and to get my puppy dogs cut out. As I stated a moment ago, if you need more help with learning how to upload an SVG file to Cricut Design Space, or need additional help understanding how to resize the templates if you should need to alter them for your own needs with whatever the plastic ornament ball sizes you choose, and you want my exact resources, there is a full blog post on this with lots of details like that. It is linked below for you. So here I have one of my puppy dogs. I'm doing a Cocker Spaniel in this one. You can see a few other designs we have here. The first thing I do after I get everything cut out is I check my alignment. So just make sure everything is properly aligned before you start putting those little cubbies, the little 3D foam sticky tapes down onto your cardstock, okay? So just check your alignment first. I am using these 3D foam cubby tapes here. They are by Barely Art. Absolutely love Barely Art's cubbies and their glue. So I am featuring them here. And I like to use the cubbies just for this main layer here where we're sandwiching that ornament ball in a moment. That plastic dome ball is going to be going between these two layers. And I like to put those 3D cubbies between these two layers. And then I'll sometimes add select cubbies to other parts of the puppy dogs, which you'll see in some of my other videos. Now, to get the backs off here, I like to use a weeding tool. So just to remove those little paper backs, I'll grab a weeding tool and they come off nice and easy. In my other videos, you might see me using a 3D foam strip tape, which is always an option. I also have resources for that. So I'm gonna link both these little cubby squares as well as the foam strip tape, which has its own advantages and disadvantages as well. So you can check out which one you might prefer or give both a try and see which one you like better. The links for all my supplies are below in that link in the video description, so make sure you visit that so you can find out more about my supplies, my resources, design space setup, and where you can find all of these templates. Okay, so now I've reached the point where I'm going to grab that plastic dome half ornament ball here. Again, resources are linked below with that post. And I'm going to grab some pre-wrapped candies. So I like to use pre-wrapped candies. I have used non-pre-wrapped, but I do recommend pre-wrapped if you can. So I just have some kisses here. And I'm going to fill that ball up. Don't overfill it, but make sure it's full. And then I'm going to flip it right on top of that base piece there. Kind of make sure it's sitting over that perforated line, which is going to allow us to get that candy out from behind. And then you want to grab that top piece that we put that tape onto, and then sort of just hover until you get that aligned, and then press it down around the plastic ball. This should stay on its own if everything's been properly sized according to the ball that you're using. And again, there's more details on that linked in that blog post. But if you find that it's still kind of loose and the ball might be coming out, don't be afraid to grab a little bit of glue and put it around the rim of the plastic dome before you place it down. There's no harm in that, especially when you're using pre-wrapped candies, and that will help secure it that much more. Once we get the mechanics of that done, which works the same way for any of these puppy dogs here, I'm going to be using my Barely Art glue here to add all the little detail pieces. So all of my puppy dogs are made exactly the same way. The mechanics of getting that that plastic dome in there with the candy are all identical. It doesn't matter which template you're using here. The only difference between the puppy dogs is the final result of how the puppies look. So things like, gluing on the ears and the eyes and the paws and the mouth, those will all be different shapes that you cut out in paper, but the process is still the same. So you can apply this tutorial to any of these puppy dogs that you're seeing here. If you're loving these candy holders, I also have Easter ones with a bunny and a chick, a basket, and some Easter eggs. I also have some Christmas ones, several Christmas ones, and I have other puppy dogs than what you're seeing here too. I have Labs and Golden Retrievers and Frenchies and Westies and several other breeds as well. And I'm continuing to develop them. So if you don't see your breed among what I currently have, leave me a comment of what puppy dog you would like me to make next, and I will add it to my future design list. So I'm just finishing gluing on all these little details here. I'm using that Barely art glue. It's excellent for paper craft projects, and I also love that it has an amazing precision tip. So when I'm dealing with like the little nose and the eyes and things like that, that precision tip gets the glue exactly where I want and nowhere else. And then here is a final look at our Cocker Spaniel puppy. And if we flip the puppy over, there's a perforation on the back. It's hard to see on camera, but we can punch through to get the candy without ripping and destroying the entire puppy dog. So here's a bit of a close-up at some of my other puppies that we're featuring here. You can find these templates linked below in the Abbi Kirsten Collections Craft Vault. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.